Welcome back to Brandon Sports, everybody. Hope you have an amazing day. I'm here to give you guys my SmackDown review for February 13th, 2026. Before we get into the review, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more good content headed your way, share with your friends and family so we got the channel continue to grow. Now, I'm not going to lie, this show was absolutely terrible. Again, this show, the booking is terrible. We're going to go through all of it, but my main overall thoughts was the road to WrestleMania is looking very slim. It's not looking good at all. I know there's frustration in the company allegedly that Triple H is not sticking to plans, and I kind of get why they're not sticking to plans for WrestleMania because everybody's getting hurt. Braun Breaker's out, Seth Rollins is still out. You only have Roman Reigns and CM Punk for night 2, and night 1's main event is looking like Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, and we've seen this so much before. This WrestleMania season with the WrestleMania tickets not being able to sell and 18% lower than it was last year, it's truly just a reflection on how bad the booking has been for the past year and a half. And this show is no different. This show was absolutely terrible. We're going to go through every single segment, again, like we always do. But WrestleMania is looking so not good this year. WrestleMania is looking like it's going to be a bad WrestleMania like it was for Night 2 last year. And I can tell you guys, I'm just not surprised. The way they're booking these shows and everything that they're doing suggests that they just don't care. They don't care anymore. They just want the money. They don't care. They don't love the business how we love the business. They don't care about this business how we love this business. So again, we're going to go over SmackDown tonight. It was really pretty much a bad show. And that's all I can really say. Again, the show opened with no pyro again. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett welcome us to commentary. WWE stars are showing up to the arena. The same little thing that they do every single week. Tiffany Stratton heads to the ring. She says 3 months ago, she lost to the Women's Championship after she calls a Dream Rookie year. She's calling her first year a Dream Rookie year, and now 5 women are walking into the Elimination Chamber hoping to earn a WrestleMania match. Tiffany says she's not hoping, she's expecting to win. Nia Jax comes out with Last Legend. Nia says she likes to say it's great to see Tiffany again, but she's not a liar. Lash says they keep it real and claims Tiffany just got lucky last week. Tiffany asks Nia why she is so obsessed with her, and the way that she's talking in this promo, this Barbie-like promos that Tiffany Stratton does is not good. She's not a good babyface at all. Even though I like her to be babyface because she's even more annoying when she's a heel. The fact that her voice is just so annoying. I like Tiffany Stratton. I think she's improved a lot. I like her a lot. But her voice is very annoying. It's not a good voice for a babyface. It's a raspy, annoying voice for a heel. The same thing with Liv Morgan. Their screeching and the way that they talk is just very annoying. So she asks her why she's obsessed with her. She even found herself a little replacement. Lash calls Tiffany a bitter Betty. This was just horrible. And warns her not to make her lash out. Which, again, you can see the coincidence in her lashing out because her name is Last Legend. That was corny. She says she's the upgrade. And after they win the tag titles tonight, Nia will win her qualifying match next week. From there, she says Nia will enter the Elimination Chamber and pin Tiffany faster than she can say it's Tiffy time, and the crowd chants it's Tiffy time. Nia says they should save Tiffany the embarrassment and handle it tonight. She reminds Tiffany what she's capable of, and Tiffany fires back, Nia losing another title match. So she said, I'm capable of beating you up, and she says you're capable of losing another title match. This was boring. This is terrible. Again, I don't know why would you start the show like this? Why would you start the show with this promo between two people that we haven't seen Tiffany Stratton in a long time, besides when she came back at the Royal Rumble and she had a match on SmackDown and had backstage segments. But other than that, she's been gone for months. And Nia Jax, no disrespect to Nia Jax, she's gotten a lot better, but nobody cares. Last Legend, again, she's getting better, but it's still, a lot of people are turned off by it because she's still green. I told you guys, we still got to give her a chance, but she's just very green. After that happens, Rhea Ripley music hits. You hear all the women in the crowd cheering. She gets big pops from women. Like, let's not get it twisted. She gets big pops from women, which is a good thing. But you can hear, like, it's the same thing when the Bella Twins come out. When the Bella Twins come out, you can hear all the girls in the crowd screaming for the Bella Twins. The same thing with Rhea Ripley. You can hear a lot of the women, because you can hear whether it's men or women in the crowd basically going crazy. It's a lot of women in the crowd going crazy, which is not a bad thing. I'm just pointing out the difference. The same thing with the Bella Twins. When they come out and they're being cheered and you can hear that screeching for them, that's women cheering for them. In case if you guys didn't know. But Rhea Ripley's music hits. She comes out with Io Sky. Rhea tells them not to get ahead of themselves because neither Nia nor Lash is walking out of the Elimination Chamber with the WrestleMania opportunity. She says she's in the match and soon Io will be too. Rhea says they'll do what they do best, work together until the last two standing. But first, she says they're going to beat the living crap out of Nia and Last Legend. This match was kind of sloppy, I'm not going to lie. Rhea Ripley looked good in this match. Io Sky looked good, but everybody else didn't look good at all. The one thing that stop was in this match was it was a DQ. The end of this match was a DQ. And this is frustrating because it's like, do you guys want to pin people or not? You don't want to pin Lash Legend. You don't want to pin Nia Jax. You don't want to pin Io Sky. You don't want to pin Rhea Ripley. Who's going to get pinned? These matches go into a no contest as lazy booking because they don't want to pin people. It's okay to be pinned sometimes. Not consistently all the time. The same thing. Like Kairi Sane gets pinned all the time. That's not good for her character. That she has to take every single pin. But in this situation, Rhea Ripley and Io are the two biggest stars in the company. They're in a tag team with two people that realistically nobody cares about, and they are heels, and you can't pin one of them. So this match ends with basically Nia Jax on the apron. Io Sky does a suicide dive through her and knocks her through the table. She goes through the table, and Lash Legend runs through the barricade with Rhea Ripley, and they basically get counted out because they were fighting on the outside. And then after that, the match goes nowhere because they're just laying there. It's supposed to be mayhem. To me, this does not look believable. Every single time you have referees come out and run out there and just, oh my goodness, there's just chaos everywhere and they're laid out. This was boring. I don't know why anybody booked this to look like this. This makes no sense. Why would you book this to look like this? Why? It makes just no sense how they booked this. They wanted everybody to seem like they were dominant and they were knocked out. It made no sense when the match, again, was not that great. People were chanting this was awesome. No, it wasn't. This was lazy booking by a company that just don't know how to book anything. This was lazy. Nia Jax can afford to take the pin. And these matches feel very, very choreographed to me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to hold my tongue just because it's women out there wrestling. I say the same thing for men too if it look choreographed. These matches look choreographed. Look like they don't know what they're doing sometimes and they're deer in headlights. You can say, oh, you're picking on the women. No, I'm not, because I can say the same thing about men. And if the match is awful and nobody cares about it, I can say the same thing for them. So if I'm going to criticize them, I'm going to criticize everybody evenly. These matches look choreographed and look like some people don't know what they're doing, especially the other women's match that we get into later in the night. But this, again, I didn't care nothing about this. I just really didn't. Again, lazy booking when you don't want to pin somebody because you want to protect everybody in the match, then don't put them in the match together. And by the way, didn't Nia Jax and Lash Legend lose 2-3 weeks ago and then want to continue this match and you just gave them a title shot automatically? This just makes no sense to me, man. It really doesn't. Anyway, we get Kathy Kelly is backstage with Cody Rhodes and she asks about his qualifying match tonight. Cody says he could stand there like he did last week, speak with conviction and anger. He says he could play the golden boy role that Nick Aldis wants from him and keep his emotions in check, but he admits there's a lot of noise right now with people talking about what's happening and what's being said. When that noise fills your ears and the pressure builds, he asks himself one question: where is he? He says he is 2 matches away from the dream of main eventing WrestleMania. He's down the road from Reunion Tower, around the corner from the Cotton Bowl. He says he's in Von Erich country. Now, again, a lot of people are upset about Cody Rhodes still continuously getting pushed like this. What do you expect? He's the baby face of the company. You still calling him quarterback one for a reason. I've been told you guys, if they really want to do something nice with Cody Rhodes, they could have turned him heel, but they don't want to. And now everybody's saying, oh my gosh, they're pushing Cody Rhodes too much. He's too much of a babyface. I've been saying to turn Cody Rhodes heel for a very, very long time. I said that he should be in WrestleMania against CM Punk, and he should be the heel and CM Punk should be the babyface. This is what you get for making a stupid decision for putting the championship on Drew McIntyre when I said I did not want it. They should have kept the title on Cody Rhodes and had him beat Drew McIntyre again. If it made Drew McIntyre look bad, oh well. It's the betterment of the storyline. You could have had CM Punk lose his World Heavyweight title or just do something else, come up with something else creatively. Seth Rollins' injury has hurt this company a lot. A lot of people are going to say, well, you can't blame him, he got injured. I'm not blaming him for anything. But him being an injury-prone superstar tends to change WrestleMania plans and continuously keeps changing WrestleMania plans. If Seth Rollins never gets hurt, everybody gets the WrestleMania that we want. We get Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for World Heavyweight title night 1, and we get CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for night 2. Those are the 2 main event matches that we all wanted going into this year because of what happened last year in that triple threat match with CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. But now because Seth Rollins is hurt, what do we get now? And now Braun Breaker is out for probably 6 to 12 weeks or probably 3 to 4 months. What do we get out of that? Now Seth Rollins can't come back and face him. We're going to face Bronson Reed? This WrestleMania season has been messed up entirely. Elsewhere backstage, we have Carmelo Hayes walks in and runs into Matt Cardona and Apollo Crews. I don't know why I'm beginning this backstage segment. Crews tells Hayes he loves the open challenge. Concept says he loves a shot as a former U.S. champion. Nobody cared because you haven't been on TV in damn near in years. The last time you had a match on TV, you beat that Da Vinci dude and he basically got released and cut. Whatever that guy's name is, I don't care. You beat him and you've been on main event since then, so nobody cares that you're a former U.S. champion. Cardona says he loves to be champion too. Don't forget, I'm champion too. This is what you brought Matt Cardona back to do. To be backstage with Apollo Crews and not give him anything. I told you guys, Matt Cardona coming back to his company. He's not Zack. He didn't want to be Zack Ryder anymore, which is fine. I have no problem with that. He did a great job on Independence. I'm not taking anything away from him. He wanted to be back in his company. Now you're going to have to suffer from the booking that they give you. Yes, you're getting a paycheck, fine. You're able to take care of your family. I have no problem with that. But this is one of the problems. I even said it. If you go back to my other reviews and watch it, I said when they bring him back into this company, they're going to have him booked to probably win the U.S. Championship later on this year. But other than that, he's not going to win the WWE Championship. He's just going to be an extra guy on the roster to be able to just have matches in the mid-card. And if you could put him with the main event guys, you could put him with the main event guys, and that's it. And what I said came true. He's done nothing since he's been back. He's done absolutely nothing since he's been back on SmackDown. Hayes tells them the open challenge exists, but it's closed for this week because he promised Ian Dragunov a championship title match. After that, The Miz steps in and questions Hayes about handing out title matches. Hayes fires back and says it's open to everyone except him. Miz calls himself the locker room leader, and Hayes says he hopes Miz leads better than he wrestles. Cruz and Cardona chime in, joking about the Miz's core values, and Miz storms off in frustration. Again, this is a total waste of time, a total filler segment because you have nothing else to book. So you're going to give me Apollo Cruz who hasn't been on TV in years, or a year, or whatever the case may be, hasn't done a damn thing. He's on main event. Matt Cardona, you're not doing anything with him. He's not on the show every single week, and the Miz is on the show every single week, but you continuously embarrass him, so I'm supposed to take him seriously when he continuously with this same thing of him going at Carmelo Hayes. Enough is enough. Book this division to be better. Then we get another boring backstage promo from Aleister Black. Says he'll give credit where credit is due. He calls Cody one of the greats, then asks a question, what happens if Cody wins tonight? Zelina Vega sends a message to Julia and Alexa Bliss. She says one of them is holding her title, and the other one is holding on into a fragile friendship. She says she doesn't know what will happen when those egos finally break, but tonight she says she's punching her tickets to the Elimination Chamber tonight. Change is coming. I thought this promo was about Randy Orton. I don't know who transcribed it. I forgot who transcribed this. I thought this promo was about Randy Orton and the match that they had, not Cody. So whoever transcribed this got it wrong. Anyway, Carmelo Hayes makes his way down to the ring. Hayes says for the first 48 days as champion, he has brought honor and prestige to the title just like the greats before him. He says he's meant everything he said. As the United States champion, they are on the road to WrestleMania, and he's already earned his shot. He says aiming for the main event at the next week he'll be qualified for the chamber, but first there's business to handle tonight. He says he made a promise to one man, and Ian Dragunov, you're up now. Before the match can begin, Solo Sikoa comes out with his crew. This is where they lost me for the night. No, who cares about Ian Dragunov? He has no. I keep trying to tell you guys every single week that Ian Dragunov has no character. Solo Sikoa walks out, but it's like, man, who cares? Solo is better than this. Jesus, man. Solo says if they're talking about the United States title match, it doesn't start with Ian Dragunov. He reminds Dragunov that he lost twice and he has to get to the back of the line because the line starts with him. Ian Dragunov asks Solo if he's calling shots for family now. Says takes a jab, reminding him that his family left him last week. Solo fires back and says what happened to the Wyatt is going to happen to both of them. Ian Dragunov steps forward and says it sounds like someone's looking for a fight and they're ready to give him one. Hayes suggests they settle with the tag team match. Solo mocks Hayes and tells him to shut up. This was actually good from Solo Sikoa. He's doing great work. Everybody else, nobody cares about it. He says it doesn't have to be like this. Then he snaps his fingers and the attack begins. Mateo then Irish Hayes onto the chaos. Breaks out. Matt Cardona and Apollo Crews run down. This is where I'm like, man, what are we doing? Runs down to even the odds and the fight spills everywhere. Shinsuke Nakamura music hits, adding even more to the chaos. Nakamura goes right after the MFT, sending him into the crowd, and then loses Talo over the top rope. Nick Aldis walks down and says he loves the intensity. He announces that there will be a rain check on the United States title match because now it's going to be a 10-man tag team match. This was horrible, and I don't understand why the company did this. Why would you not put Carmelo Hayes and Ian Dragunov in the same ring and have them put on a great match, the last match that they're ever probably going to have on SmackDown, because it needs to be the last match, and the first thing that you do is Solo and all these guys come out. Then you have a bunch of guys who are in the mid-card division, this is a mid-card feud, comes out, and Matt Cardona and Apollo Crews makes a save. No, there was no pop, there was no cheer, there was no nothing. This just Nakamura comes out to no pop, no nothing. He comes out to nothing. Oh, then he says, I love the intensity. It's going to be a Texas-sized tornado Texas tag team match. What are we doing? So you're trying to placate to the crowd to a match that the crowd does not want to see. I don't want to see Carmelo Hayes, Ian Dragunov, Shinsuke Nakamura, Apollo Crews, and Matt Cardona versus Solo Hikuleo, because I'm not calling him Tama Tonga Tangaloa, and JC Mateo. I don't want to see this 5-on-5, a 10-man tag team match. Let me just get this straight again. You take a rain check on the United States Championship because you want to see a 10-man tag team match. What kind of booking does that do? You tell us, okay, we're going to take a rain check on a championship match, a championship that's your second best championship on your show, and you say we're going to take a rain check on a championship level match to give you a 10-man tag team match with a bunch of nobodies. And then you guys wonder why I come on here every single week and complain about the booking. This show is horrible and it is a hot ass mess. The match ends with Solo Sikoa hitting a Samoa spike to Carmelo Hayes. Ian Dragunov blast Solo with the torpedo mask out, but Tama hits a cutthroat on Hayes to get the 3 count. And then after that, you pin your United States champion in this match. You pin your champion in this match. Why do you have to take a pinfall? Why did you pin Ian Dragunov? Why didn't you switch and have Ian Dragunov take the spike? Why didn't you have somebody else, Matt Cardona, Apollo Crews take the pin? Why would you pin Carmelo Hayes? Why would you pin your champion? This makes no sense. Why would you pin your champion? Why is he taking the pin when he's just having a qualifying match next week to be Elimination Chamber? And not only that, he just had a U.S. Championship title match that was scheduled for the show before Nick Aldis, being a dumbass, says we're going to take a rain check on one of the most important championships on the brand. This makes no sense. Road Dogg, if you're booking the show, and Ryan Ward, man, you guys don't deserve a job anymore, man. This is ridiculous. Anyway, so the MFTs went after the match. Solo Sikoa and his squad stand tall in the ring, and the lights suddenly go out. And the Y6 is standing there. The show ends, goes to commercial. This is just so... I can't... For the life of me. 2 weeks ago, Michael Cole said that this feud is far from over. And I wanted to go through that TV screen and kick him in the face. Because what do you mean this feud is not over? What do you mean this is over? This is not over. The Y6 are boring. And the more bold Dallas tries to act like Bray Wyatt, the less entertaining that they are. They're boring and they're not good. This group sucks. I'm not holding my tongue anymore. I told you guys, I respect the fact that Bo Dallas is paying tribute to Bray Wyatt. I have no problem with that. But he has to understand that he's not Bray Wyatt. He's not. He's not. Be your own character. You're even trying to look like him. That's not the role that you're supposed to have. You're supposed to be paying tribute to him. This is not good, and it's a mockery. We get a backstage segment. It's just terrible. We get a backstage segment with Charlotte telling Bliss that she's sorry for happening to her Rumble. Bliss responds by saying it was Nia who eliminated her. Charlotte says Nia isn't going to ruin today. She presents Bliss with flowers and autographed photo. Bliss reminds Charlotte that the Royal Rumble has rules and eliminations happen. Flair then says she'll be ringside for Bliss's match tonight. Again, I like Charlotte Flair. I'm not going to complain about this because I like Charlotte Flair in his role as babyface. I don't want her anywhere going back to, oh, I'm the queen. She's still a little bit arrogant here, but it's toned down a lot. I like this for Charlotte Flair. Just continuously, even people think it's boring, so what? Get over that part. Let Charlotte continuously stay in this role. She's great in this role that she's in. She's very, very great in this role. So we get a triple threat match, Women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match between Zelina Vega, Bliss, and Julia. This match ends with Julia blasts Bliss with her knee and delivers a Northern Lights powerbomb, but Vega dives in to break up the pin. Kiana James climbs onto the apron and into the ring. Vega hits a knee on Julia and knocks Kiana off the apron before sending Julia to the floor. As Vega turns around, Bliss catches her with her sister Abigail and scores a 3 count. Kiana James can interfere in this match again. I keep trying to tell you guys, if you're going to have Kiana James improve and be how she is, get her away from Julia. It makes no sense. A triple threat match when you have a manager going on the top rope, the same distractions, it's boring. Boring. Give us something different. Kiana James is improving. Move her away from Julia. This makes no sense. It doesn't. I keep telling you guys for weeks. Julia and Kiana James being together makes no sense. This match was sloppy and it was terrible and it was horrible. It was a horrible match. It was a horrible match. Nobody cared about it. The only thing we cared about is Bliss getting the 1-2-3 with Sister Abigail for the win. We get a backstage segment with Tiffany Stratton is walking backstage when she runs into Jordan Grace. Jordan welcomes her back. Tiffany says she loved to beat Jay for the title, but she wouldn't mind seeing Jordan win either. I like Chelsea Green, so I'm not going to get too upset about it. I don't really care for Alba Fire and this whole Secret Harvest thing. Again, I really just don't care. Chelsea Green and Alba Fire walk up and bump into Tiffany. Chelsea and Alba demand an apology. Tiffany tells them if they want an apology, all they had to do was step up and ask, but they can't, and she walks off. Who cares? The show returns with the video package recapping the recent issues between Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. Now we get a backstage segment where Rey Fenix is backstage, but Sami Zayn walks up. Sami tells him to teach Trick a lesson. He says Trick has all the time in the world, but someone needs to humble him. Again, this is the same thing that they said weeks ago. He needs to be humble. 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 Ray tells Sami he's got it covered. Sami admits he wasn't fully present last week when Ray was talking to him. He says tonight's a fresh opportunity to punch his ticket to WrestleMania. Sami tells Ray that hearing that inspires him a lot. He says he's going to take that hope and carry it to the ring tonight. Why do we get this backstage segment? Who cares? Who For the life of me, who cares about Sami Zayn right now? WWE does a horrible job making us feel sympathy for a guy who gets opportunity after opportunity and continues to keep losing. You're not going to get sympathy out of me for a guy who continuously gets opportunities and continuously loses all the time. Who cares? This arc of Sami Zayn being a babyface, I don't care for it. I don't like him as a heel. He's terrible as a heel, except for when he's with the Bloodline. And that was back in 2021, 22, and 23. But other than that, who cares about Sami Zayn? I was out of it last week because I lost. And because I lost, I was so out of it. Man, who cares, Sami Zayn? You had so many opportunities to win a championship and you didn't. Anyway, Trick Williams' music interrupts them backstage. He makes his entrance. He even does the Booker T ad with his theme song. Once in the ring, Trick says he wants to do Sami a favor. He says, nobody wants to hear Mr. Can't get the job done. Thank you. This was a great promo by Trick Williams. Thank you. Nobody wants to hear from Mr. Can't get it done. That was a great summarization of what Sami Zayn said to Rey Fenix. And why is Rey Fenix backstage talking to Sami Zayn anyway? Why? What are we doing with Rey Fenix? Why did you bring him into the company? For what? To tell another sob story. Again, Trick Williams. We don't want to hear from Mr. Can't Get It Done telling a sob story. He mocked Sami Zayn for moping around, wearing Skechers, and not brushing his hair. He said, breath smelling like bounce that ass. That was great. That was a funny line. That was great. Trick says Sami makes him feel sick, reminds him he's qualified to match tonight against Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. He warns that if Sami keeps moping, they'll eat him alive. Trick then says next week he'll do whatever it takes to qualify for the Elimination Chamber, but tonight he's focused on Rey Fenix. He says Rey comes out every week doing flips and kicks. He then compares it to the Dallas Zoo, saying people don't go there to see animals flipping around, they go to see a lion, which Trick Williams basically calling himself a lion. Again, I didn't really care about the match. I just want to see Trick Williams win. Again, Rey goes for a moonsault, but Trick moves. Rey lands on his feet. Trick immediately connects with a jumping knee and scores a 3 count. Trick Williams in ring has to get better, but he's continuously improving. He's not green like other people from NXT who've been called up. He's not green at all. He's actually doing really nicely, but you just have to get better with his in-ring. People think his in-ring is boring. It is kind of lackadaisical and slow, but he's such a great personality that it will overshine that. Do I want him to become a champ? No. He's a great promo. I think he's the future of the company and what they want to do, but the in-ring is going to get better and continuously improve. This is a guy who you should have major hope for and continuously wait and see what happens with him. I think he's going to really do a great job. He just has to get better in the ring, and that just comes with more and more and more experience. So Trick Williams has everything. He has the right package as a tool to be great in the company, but the in-ring is going to get better. Trust me. He's not green or anything like that. It's just going to get better. So we get backstage with Io Sky and Rhea. We're talking. Io's talking in Japanese. Rhea says she understands the promises they'll get their payback. She tells Io to focus on her match next week. Julia and Kiana James walk in again. Why are we doing this? And Julia yells in a mocking tone. Io fires back, suggesting she'll beat Julia again and take the United States Championship title from her. Jade Cargill then appears behind her, stares down Io and Rhea, and then walks away without saying a word. Who cares? And by the way, if I'm WWE, I would have Io Sky take that United States Championship off of Julia. They're not doing anything with her. They completely missed the boat. I'm tired of trying to give Julia a chance when they're continuously not booking her right. She's great in what they can do. And in NXT, her and Stephanie Valkyrie were the two faces of the brand, and they call them up, and they've done absolutely nothing with them. This company cannot book worth a damn. They can't. They suck. The writing team in this company is horrible. A video package airs about Jordan Grace versus Jade Cargill. We didn't get a backstage promo of Jacob Fatu. And by the way, they just as a quick as a point, Julia starts screaming and stuff like that, and Kiana James is to carry away. Awful backstage segment. That's what almost slipped my mind because it was just awful. Jacob Fatu says the odds have always been stacked against him. He admits he's never been inside the Elimination Chamber, but he knows exactly what it feels like to be alone and locked in. Basically referencing his prison time. He says people have written him off his entire life, and he was not supposed to make it this far. But tonight he says he's winning, and when it comes to the Elimination Chamber, Fatu says he already has it in the bag, and he's on his way to WrestleMania. We then get Jade Cargill versus Jordan Grace for the Women's United States Championship. Before the match can even begin, Liv Morgan's music hits, and she walks out with Dominic Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez. Dominic says they won't interrupt for long, but Liv wanted a closer look at the match. Liv reminds everyone that Jade has been champion for 100 days. Dom then reveals he arranged a private Valentine's dinner for Liv, and says since it's private, they'll bring it to ringside. A small table set up near the announce area. Liv says she loves dinner and a show, and she's going to enjoy watching her potential WrestleMania opponents tear each other apart. Now, this is my problem with this match, and this is why this is just so disrespectful on so many levels. First of all, let's just say this: Jordan Grace's theme music is very, very horrible and it's terrible, and that's why she doesn't get no cheers and no pop. Because when she comes out, it's bland, and whoever does the voiceover is absolutely terrible. They're treating Jordan Grace like if she has no presence at all. I think Jordynne Grace is great. You know, if you've been watching my reviews, you guys know that I've been saying I want Jordynne Grace to face Jade Cargill because of the way they look, their size, and Jordynne Grace is a great dance partner. The same thing applies to Jordynne Grace, not so much to Jade Cargill, which we'll get into. Jordynne Grace, again, to me, is being held back because this company just doesn't know how to book her. Like, have her lose basically her first real match on the show, and have her lose Jade Cargill. I'm spoiling it. She lost this match. She lost. But the part that was disrespectful in this entire thing was the fact that these clowns, the Judgment Day, this is why I get really mad at Triple H, but whoever wrote this segment should be ashamed and they should be fired. And when I was watching SmackDown, I was seething watching this. I was absolutely pissed off watching this. Why would you have the Royal Rumble winner? First of all, Dominic is not supposed to be on SmackDown because he's not the Royal Rumble winner. The Royal Rumble winner is supposed to go from show to show. He's not a champion that's supposed to be on that show anyway, so he's not supposed to even be there. He's assigned to Raw. He should be on Raw. If you're going to tell us that the brand split means something, because by having Dominic Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez on SmackDown, you're taking away opportunities for everybody else. And again, the real disrespectful part about this was you having them have, first of all, the ring announcer, you have him announce this championship match, but before he could say the WWE Women's Champion, Jade Cargill, Liv Morgan's music interrupts. You mean to tell me that this championship and the Women's World Championship on SmackDown, WWE Women's Championship on SmackDown, is not important enough to where you can't wait until right before the bell rings and announcer can finish announcing your champion's name? That you pull a move like this and then you have put up a table. So this match is so not important to you guys that you set up a table so Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez can eat chicken nuggets and sit there and just be a nuisance and disrespect this championship match. When I saw this, I was mad as hell. I was mad as hell when I saw it because I'm like, what are we doing? This made absolutely no sense. This company, whoever wrote this segment entirely, should be fired alone. Why? Why? Chicken tenders and Dominic Mysterio having his face on wine is more important than your Women's World Championship match, a woman who has not defended her championship in Jade Cargill. In 100 days, this is her first title defense, and then Jordynne Grace just got called up, and she's getting a title match, and the first thing you do is put Jade Cargill versus Jordynne Grace and have them disrespect this entire match. This company is idiotic and miserable and terrible. Jade hits Jaded at the end of this match to win the match. It wasn't a good match at all. No disrespect to Jordynne Grace. Again, they tried, but it just didn't do good. At the end of the day, I told you guys that Jordynne Grace would be a great dance partner for Jade Cargill, but like I told you guys, I like Jade Cargill a lot. I want people to continue to give her a chance, but the way that these matches look choreographed, and the same with the other women's match, it just looks horrible. I don't understand why everything looks so choreographed. I just don't understand it. I don't at all. Again, she tried. I'm not going to be too much hard on Jade Cargill. I'm not going to hold my tongue either, but now what does Jordynne Grace do? Have her win the Women's United States Championship if you're not going to have Io Sky do it. Give Jordynne Grace something. They don't know how to book worth a damn. I'm telling you. This is why these shows suck, because they don't book. They have the talent, but they don't know how to book. After the match, Jade Cargill stands up Liv Morgan and warns her about choosing her, and then this pissed me off too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not holding my tongue. This made me angry. She says, if you come after me, I'm gonna do the same thing, and she basically shoots her away from her. You're shooting away the champion who you came to this show to face and say, I want to see a dinner in the show. And then Raquel Rodriguez looks stupid by standing there and basically whisking her away too. This entire segment was dumb as hell, and it really tried to belittle Jade Cargill. They tried to belittle this woman. Right there. This is horrible. This show is terrible. And here's another terrible segment. I'm getting so angry even reviewing this, that this is so bad. Backstage, we get Axiom, Nathan Frazier, and Faxium. Yeah, Axiom and Nathan Frazier equals Faxium. Yeah, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, who's one of the greatest tag teams ever in this business, is being subjected to standing in a hallway and watching Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae argue. Johnny says he no longer has a partner, which Tommaso Ciampa went to AEW. He has no mask, which the mask wasn't his, and nothing left. Candice tells him she's right here and promises she'll fix this, and basically is pushing him back on this crate because for some reason he laying. I'm not going to explain any further. I'm not going to explain any further. This is horrible and it was terrible. Whoever wrote this should be fired too. And I don't want people losing their jobs, especially in this economy. Whoever wrote this, I'm telling you, whoever wrote the show from top to bottom deserves to lose their job. They suck. The Solo Squad, Solo Sikoa and his people walk past him. Solo says if you take notes and they want the tag titles, they better get in the back of the line. The show then heads to commercial, but before it heads to commercial, Solo Sikoa sees his picture. He sees his picture on the wall, on the door, and he rips it off because Bill Dallas and the Y6 put it there. And he crumbles it up and saying Bo. This made no sense. And by the way, there was an earlier segment that I didn't miss with R-Truth and Damian Priest and what's his clown's name? Kit Wilson. They didn't even put it in this rundown. It was terrible. I'm not gonna go over it. R-Truth basically told me he looked like he had a camel toe. This was very, very bad. It was very bad. I forgot that even happened until Kit Wilson's name popped back up, because now backstage with Nick Aldis, Obafemi hands to make contract. Basically, Nick Aldis is talking to Obafemi, tries to give him a contract. Kit Wilson interrupts. Nick scolds him for cutting in. Nick asks Kit if he has another poem, because he read a poem earlier. This time for Oba, Kit doesn't want it read, but Nick Aldis recites it anyway. Nick admits he likes it. Oba asks Kit if that's how he really feels. Basically, he recited, I'm not reading it because it just didn't make any sense. Oba, he basically calls him toxic. Oba then says they can meet one-on-one next week to discuss their feelings. Kit says toxic and walks off. This is terrible too. Why are you subjecting Obafemi to this? He just got called up, and now you're putting him on a match with Kit Wilson that we just saw last week, and now you're subjecting us to this match again. Why? Why? What good does this do for Obafemi? What is he going to do? What good does this do? I hope I don't see him versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania if you're going to do this. I don't want to see him and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania because you're not even booking him right. What's the point? It is announced next week that we will get Nia Jax versus Charlotte Flair versus Kiana James. Charlotte Flair should win that match hands down. Spoiler, she should win that match. Trick Williams will face off with Damian Priest and Carmelo Hayes in the qualifier. I don't understand why they will put Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams in the same ring together. They need to keep these guys farther apart for the United States Championship match at WrestleMania. That's the United States Championship. The way the United States Championship should be, that should be pushed over to the side, and they should not be in the same qualifying match. But fine. I think Trick Williams or Damian Priest will win that. Carmelo Hayes will not win this match. It'll be between Damian Priest and Carmelo Hayes. And I'm actually scared now because, well, not scared, but who's going to take the pin next week? Carmelo Hayes is going to take the pin again because they're not going to pin Trick Williams and they're not going to pin Damian Priest. Or maybe they will pin Damian Priest because he got pinned in the Saturday's main event match. He got pinned in that match. So maybe they'll pin Damian Priest and have Trick Williams win. I don't know. But again, I don't know why they would do this. Put them both in the same match. But anyway, again, I think Damian Priest is really going to win. If they want to do something surprising, you have Trick Williams win it. But I wouldn't have a problem with Damian Priest winning because he's a big guy. He needs something to do. Trick Williams can obviously continuously, he can go after Carmelo Hayes. Maybe you do an angle where Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams get mad at each other in this match and do something from there. But again, Damian Priest should win. He needs something to do. Last year at WrestleMania, he wrestled Drew McIntyre in a match and he lost. And the year before that, he won the World Championship. And what are you doing with Damian Priest now? What are you doing with him? You're wasting talent. This guy is $1 million who should be in the world title scene. Just let him win the Elimination Chamber. Let him win this match to get in the Elimination Chamber. So backstage we get Kathy Kelly is with Drew McIntyre and she asks about the upcoming main event. Drew says he wants to talk about who's actually in the match. He takes shots at Randy, says Randy can't win the big one. And LA catchphrases night says he heard that what Cody had to say earlier, promises that Cody will be nowhere near him or the title at WrestleMania. Drew adds that Jacob Fatu might actually have the best shot in the Elimination Chamber, saying he spent the most time behind bars. Ooh, that was a nice diss. And the crowd said, ooh, and I was like, man, yeah, well, they've been taking shots at his criminal record in the past for all this time. So, again, was it good? It was okay. Sami Zayn steps in after hearing his name. Sami asks Drew if he's writing him off because he's a foregone conclusion. Again, I'm just going to finish this and just go off now. Drew reminds Sami what he said when he won the title. Then he admits a part of him actually wants Sami to win tonight because he's a good guy. I want to say this. Sami Zayn coming up there and talking to Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre says he's a good guy. He walks to the back, is basically looking behind him because he's shocked at what he said. Are we seriously continuously doing this with Sami Zayn? He's not the underdog anymore, man. This booking is so terrible. He is not the underdog. What makes Sami Zayn an underdog now? He's not an underdog. Jesus, man. It's just so... The booking of these shows are terrible. I keep saying this every single time I talk about each segment. It's the booking. The writing and the booking of these matches and these people are terrible. We then get the elimination qualifying match with Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu versus Sami Zayn. This entire match was good. Again, I don't really have a problem with that match. But again, this match was just, it was what it was. It was a good, entertaining match. We'll get to the end of it. Fatu throws Cody back to the floor. Fatu hits a double jump moonsault before he can capitalize. Drew McIntyre storms in and drops Fatu with the Claymore. Drew then sends Fatu into the ring post announce table. He clears off the table, but Cody dives into Drew with a suicide dive. Cody punches Drew, but Drew counters and sends Cody into the ring post. Drew powerbombs Fatu through the announce table and blasts Cody Rhodes with a Claymore. He drags Sami on top of Cody for the cover. 1, It's a slow count. He kicks out at 3, but the referee is down on the floor. Cody kicks out when the referee finally recovers. Drew punches Cody and shoves him into the corner, but Sami Zayn explodes and hits a Helluva Kick with Drew McIntyre. That didn't make any sense at all. Why would you hit the person that's trying to help you? Because you didn't want help? See, you being such a dumb babyface, and this is why I tell you guys, it's not the, by the way, it's not, I have nothing personal against Sami Zayn. It's the writing that I have a problem with. You have Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre trying to help you, but because you're such a stupid babyface that you're not going to take advantage of the fact that you're being helped and you could get to the Elimination Chamber by being helped. And you, since you want to earn on your own, even though you cannot win a match to save your life, you can't win. And so because you have him trying to help you, you hit him with a Helluva Kick. After you hit him with a Helluva Kick, Cody follows immediately with the crossroads on Sami Zayn for the 3 count. The winner is Cody Rhodes. People saying they want Cody Rhodes to win this match. Guess what? Who else supposed to win this match? Sami Zayn? I didn't want to see Sami Zayn win this match either. You're going to say Jacob Fatu? Jacob Fatu is getting reactions, but the reactions are not the same as he was before he left. And when he basically had the angle where he knocked his teeth out of his throat. He's not getting the same reaction. He's getting good reactions, but not the same loud pops that he once was getting. Everybody's getting mad. Oh, it's a safe thing, and they played it safe. No, they didn't. Cody Rhodes was always going to be the guy up. Now, here's the problem. The problem is that it's Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre needs to drop the championship. He needs to drop the title. He doesn't need it anymore. I told you guys I had a huge problem when he did it. I tried to give it a chance, but it's not working. Drew McIntyre being champion, yes, it makes it and builds him up to look strong. Fine, I get it. But with Cody Rhodes still being the #1 draw in the company and selling the most merchandise, is he probably going to get booed in Vegas like he did against John Cena? Yes. But it would be nice to have Cody Rhodes continues to be champion. By the way, I don't want to see Cody Rhodes. Truth be told, I don't want to see Cody Rhodes win the WWE Championship again. He's already won it twice. He's held it for over 500 days, and both his title reigns combined together over 500 days. I want to see Cody Rhodes win the World Heavyweight Championship at least 2 times. The same thing with Roman Reigns. I like even title reigns for some reason. That's I'm a stickler for that. Like Seth Rollins, for example. He's held the Universal title twice. He's held the World Heavyweight Championship twice. He's held the WWE Championship twice. He's a 6-time world champion. He's held the IC title 2 times. He's held the United States Championship 2 times. I like champions who hold it in even numbers for some reason. I don't like odd numbers. So when I see Cody Rhodes is going to win the WWE Championship for a 3rd time at WrestleMania, it does nothing for me. I want to see him against CM Punk. That's the match that we were supposed to get with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. But because Seth Rollins got hurt, now we're stuck with Drew McIntyre, and this is where the booking gets you in trouble. This is why you should just have Randy Orton win the Elimination Chamber and just do something else. It's like, do you even have Cody Rhodes in WrestleMania if he's not main eventing? Or if he's not opening the show? Do you even do that? You can't possibly have Cody Rhodes not main event WrestleMania. He's the main event. Who else is going to main event this show? Seth Rollins is out. Braun Breaker's out. The only 4 guys in this company that have Seth Rollins is still out. The only guys they have in this company right now is CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins will be the 4 top guys in the company, with Drew McIntyre being the 5th guy. What are you going to do for WrestleMania? This WrestleMania card looks terrible. This whole entire SmackDown was absolutely terrible. There was nothing good about this show tonight. The end match was good, but the entire show was absolutely terrible. Again, what are you going to do for WrestleMania? You're going to do Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre again? Really? We don't want this. We don't care to see this again. I'm tired of it. And what makes me even more tired of it is he said, you don't get another championship rematch. And then now you continuously keep on and just continuously keep costing him match after match. Stay far away from him if you don't want him coming after you. You keep provoking him. Whoever wrote this show tonight deserves to lose their job. Maybe a 6-month suspension will set your mind straight. You are terrible. Whoever wrote this show is horrible. Whoever booked it, Triple H, if you approve the writing of this show, you're just as culpable. TKO, again, I keep trying to tell you guys, they don't deserve to be in the wrestling business. SmackDown is one of the most terrible shows. This show is so terrible that Roman Reigns won't even appear on this show anymore. He won't even appear on this show anymore. And Roman Reigns is not going to be on TV until next month. This company doesn't know what they're doing, and this is completely terrible. The booking, everything about wrestling is dead. Wrestling has no life right now. It's barely hanging on to a thread. Wrestling has been horrible this entire year. The only good show that I had this year was Saturday night's main event and the first 2 SmackDowns of the year. Other than that, the shows have been terrible. It's February 13th and these shows are terrible. There you go. This is SmackDown tonight. A terrible, terrible book show. I don't understand what we're going to do for WrestleMania season now. This show is horrible. It is. It's just terrible. Raw's terrible. The Vision is done. The Vision is horrible. Paul Heyman is wasting his time. Seth Rollins is injured. I keep repeating myself. Seth Rollins is injured. Roman Reigns is not showing up. So they're having CM Punk face Finn Balor in a feud. And then people are online, oh, we want a triple threat match between Finn. No, we don't. No, we don't. Stop lying. This show is terrible. I hope you guys enjoyed my consistent complaining about the booking of this show and this review. Because again, my review was better this entire show. This show is 3 hours. This is nothing but a money grab for USA Network. This is nothing but a money grab for WWE for commercials to be on. And this is nothing but lazy booking by a company that has no great writers and cannot book worth a damn. This company is terrible when it comes to booking professional wrestling. My reviews of these shows have been better than these shows. And that is a fact, Jack. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys felt about this entire show. This show was awful. WrestleMania season looks terrible. But I enjoy doing my reviews because I love sitting in front of the camera and doing my reviews for you guys. So please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel for more great content. Share with your friends and family so that the channel continue to grow. Until next time, guys. See you real soon.